Hey, sorry I'm late. I'm here. I was just finishing up playing music at the pub session. Sorry I'm late. I got you something to eat. I got you a Happy Meal. I just swing by the McDonald's really quick. I asked them for the red box that you normally see in the commercials that I didn't even know these things were real. I thought they were fake for the commercials, but I thought you might like one, so I asked them for the red box. I did get hungry while I was driving here, so I did eat the cheeseburger and the french fries. But I did get you the Sonic toy. I think this is Super Shadow. Look how thick his legs are. So I got you one of those. So here's the Happy Meal. I thought it'd be fun for us to just hang out. There you go. And these diner videos are a good chance for us to just catch up, talk about your week. Tell me about your week. We can hang out in the comment section. I can tell you about my week. I've just been working, pardon my French, but I've been just working my ass off on my next games. These diner videos are for us to connect on a human level, on a person-to-person level. And I just want to welcome everyone who's new to subscribing to the channel. And I want to make clear our relationship here is that I am not someone special. I'm not important. I'm not a celebrity, and I never will be. And I'm not like a professional fancy YouTuber. I'm just a normal dude who happens to make video games. In the same way that, like, I can change, you know, I can replace the suspension in my car, but that doesn't make me a mechanic. I can cook myself dinner. That doesn't make me a chef. So in that same way, just because I'm making YouTube videos here doesn't mean I'm a YouTuber. There are people that do that as a full-time job, and they are extremely good at it. They work very hard, and they are full-time YouTubers. They're excellent at it. I'm basically just making YouTube videos because so many of you have told me that you enjoyed the videos, and my videos make you laugh. You like the information that's in them. So I'm making the YouTube videos, but I'm just a normal dude. I'm not someone special or important. And so the diner videos, we get to hang out, and I get to talk to you, and we get to make it very clear I'm not special or, you know, anything like that. I really just enjoy hanging out with people and talking with you in the comment section. So, I mean, I hope you're not mad about the Happy Meal, because, I mean, it was like a long drive and I was pretty hungry. And there's not even that many, like, you wouldn't have gotten full off the french fries anyway. So, they're not, I mean, they weren't that good. It's kind of late at night, so they forgot to put the salt on the french fries. You wouldn't have liked it. So, I've been working on a game framework that'll let me create action-adventure games very quickly. I'm using them for my upcoming commercial titles, especially Silver Falls Galaxy Bound Curse DX, but also, and there's stuff that I haven't ever really mentioned to anyone. I keep a lot of things under wraps. I work on a lot of things behind the scenes, but for years I've been working on Silver Falls Undertakers 78, and that is actually the sequel to Silver Falls Undertakers. I'll put the link in the description. I've made a web browser version so you can play through the story mode of Silver Falls Undertakers. People have told me that that's one of their favorites, and it's just like hugely underrated because the game looks simple on the surface, but there's actually a huge amount of depth to it in terms of lore and story, and people tell me that they absolutely love Undertakers. And so that it would be cool to just make a free version of story mode and put that in the web browser. You do need a keyboard to play it, so it's not going to work on your phone, but if you have a PC or a Mac, you can play Undertakers. I'll put the link in the description. But I have been working on writing Undertaker 78, which takes place a couple years after Silver Falls Undertakers. And this game framework that I've made, I would use that to create Silver Falls Undertaker 78. But there's a bunch of other stuff. I want to use this framework for homebrew games because I have a ton of ideas. You know, I'm constantly writing down new ideas, and it's a little frustrating for me to understand that one day I'll die and I won't be able to get to make every game idea that I've created. So I just need to make sure that I'm as creatively powerful as I need to be, that my creative output is as strong as it can be, and that I can produce as many games as possible at the level of quality that they need to be, and by creating game frameworks that allows me to create games faster. And look, sometimes I just have an idea that I think is just funny. I think it's just cool, and they wouldn't necessarily work well as a commercial product, but I think this would be so cool. It would be funny just to make a game that does, you know, it's just based on this concept. This game framework will let me make stuff like that. So if you're new to the channel, I'll put some links in the description. I have an itch.io where I put my homebrew stuff, and for the Patreon supporters, I put up test ROMs so you guys can play my test ROMs while they are in development, early in development. And so I can't remember if I put some of these up, but you can see, like, here's one of my test games running on the GBA. I'm just a massive GBA fan. I love these old platforms just as much as you guys. If you love an old console, there's a very strong chance that I love that old console too. And I just have so much fun working on these platforms. And to me, it's important to balance making commercial games, but also making homebrew games, because the homebrew games allow me to push myself as a developer, as a writer, as an engineer and problem solver, because it is difficult working on older platforms. It allows me to push myself to improve as a game developer, so I understand more about the creative process and I can make even better games when I get back to working on commercial games. Here's Silver Falls Galaxy Bound Curse on the Game Boy Color. This game is huge. This was basically wish fulfillment when I created this game, and I absolutely loved making this. It's still in public beta. There's some glitches that need addressing, but I don't have time to work on it because it's not a commercial product. But it's a massive game. It's full. It's an action adventure. There's a bunch of different playable characters. There's equipment. There's upgrading and customizing. There's a massive world to explore. So many people tell me that they got into Silver Falls, my game series, because they played Galaxy Bound Curse, and then they ended up picking up the other games. I have a bunch on Switch right now. But if you want to check this out, this is free. I'll put it in the description. My homebrew games are always free to everyone. And then here on the Atari Lynx, I have a test ROM for Galaxy Drifter. Oh, my brightness is really up on that, isn't it? For Galaxy Drifter. And I'm just working on a bunch of different platforms because it's cool. For me, the most important thing about games is that they're fun and they're cool. For me, it's about creating something that people can believe in, creating something that people want to believe in. And so my favorite thing about games is just making something fun for other people. I think, you know what, this would be a cool character, this would be just an interesting story, this would be a fun gameplay concept. And look, sometimes you work your hardest, you work years on something, sometimes you make something, and it's just, people just don't like it, and you accept it, and then you move on, you improve, you learn from it. But for me, it's so exciting to come up with an idea, to produce a game. And I've produced, I mean, I lose track, but I've launched numerous titles on the Switch, the Wii U, the 3DS, and the 3DS has been my favorite commercial platform to work on. It's been great, and Nintendo was so supportive of me working on those platforms. And to me, it's just so rewarding to come up with an interesting idea, get that game completed and out to people, and then for people to play it and to enjoy it as well. I even made a Silver Falls game on the Pokemon Mini, and that's free. You can download the ROM, you can play it on an emulator. If you have a flash cartridge, this is a flash cartridge, you can put homebrew games on there and you can play it on hardware. I don't have a battery in there because I don't want to leave it in there. I don't want it to get corroded when I'm not using it. But I am working on more games for this. So what I'm working on right now commercially, so I finished, well, it's not finished, but I have my game framework called Fragment Domain, and that is production ready. As of today, it's production ready, and I just need to finish up a little bit of user interface for the game menus and all that stuff. But I'm working on a game called Forest of the Fallen Wizard. And it's one that I've been writing for a while. I have dozens upon dozens of games that I write them, and you need to let these ideas simmer. You look at them, you need to let them mature. Sometimes you think of other ideas and then you bring them into the concept, and then you after developing games for a long time, you know when a concept is ready, you know when a concept is fully cooked, and you know when a concept is undercooked. So I spend, usually around 6 months to a year making sure a concept is fully cooked and then I can execute on that. I work on games. Sometimes I get very far into development with a game and I realize, look, something's missing. There aren't enough ingredients in this yet. And so I'll leave it sitting and then I'll move on to the next project. And while I'm working on the next project, I dedicate a part of my brain just to thinking, what else is missing from that game that I'm working on? And usually after a couple of months, I'll find what's missing and then I can go back and work on that project and then I can complete it. With Forest of the Fallen Wizard, I'd like to share more details about that as we go along. But I will be launching that as my next commercial title. But will also launch free homebrew versions. I'm a massive PS Vita fan. What a cool console. I mean, I think a lot of you out there are in the same boat as me, where you feel like this is such a cool console that Sony did not really give it the support that it needed. And so I want to keep making games for PS Vita. I have a homebrew development environment, so I can make games for PS Vita until the day that I die. And I intend to. It's such a cool console. So CLASHERBALL is my latest game that I've shipped that is available on the Nintendo Switch eShop, but I also made a full free version available for the PS Vita through Homebrew. So, and I'm not even asking for any money, For me, I know that I'm weird because we live in a world where our culture is obsessed with money and, you gotta make a profit, you gotta do this and that. And I've worked in the corporate world, I've butted heads with multi-million-dollar CEOs and company owners, and I've worked at industry level and in corporate environments, and I've always butted heads and I've never backed down from a fight. But I butt heads because I am anti-corporate, and I'm against this idea that everything in life should be about making a profit. I'm pro-consumer, and so I've always gotten into fights with CEOs and business owners. And for running my own businesses, I want to make sure that I balance out, okay, well, I need to make sure that I make money with my commercial games. That's fine. But for me, it's so important to maintain the passion of it, to make sure that I don't lose sight of why I'm making games. And that is because I love games. I love the fun. I love the creativity. I love coming up with something that people can believe in, that they can enjoy, that they can care about. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with certain games. Breath of Fire, Final Fantasy VII, Link's Awakening, Resident Evil, Tomba, Crash Bandicoot. I was just obsessed with these things because it felt good to care about these things. It felt good to care about something. And I'm seeing so many developers in the industry that do not understand that do not get that making games, making art is about giving people something to care about. And so for me, I want to make sure that I do not ever lose sight of that. That when you make a game, the whole point is that you're giving people something to care about. Something that is exciting and interesting, and of course, most of all, fun. And so that's why I work on the homebrew games, and I make sure that I get the homebrew games out for fun. It's to make sure that I don't lose connection to that. Because as you get through life and you become an adult, you're going to get jaded. That's just how it is. You're going to become more cynical. Your life is going to kick your ass. And things are going to be disappointing. You're going to find out life is not what you expected it to be. Life is not what adults told you it was going to be. And so for me, it's important to hang on to something. And developing for homebrew games is my way of doing that. I think that's one of my only ways of being able to hold on to that, because video game development for me is my career. It's a commercial endeavor, and it is tied to my livelihood. So I have to make games. I have to sell games in order to live, to pay bills. And you can become an angry person from things like that. You can become disenchanted, and you can lose sight of why you want to make games in the first place. And so that's why, who the hell is going to pay money for a Link's game, right? So I give my stuff out for free, and it's to enjoy it. It's for something fun, And I have a hard time explaining to you and telling you how much I love these old consoles, but I think you guys get it. I think you understand how much I love these old consoles. And you know what? Especially the Vita, because I can use Unity to create games for the PS Vita, I can work extremely fast, but that means that I can make my commercial games using Unity, and then I can send out free homebrew versions for PS Vita. I'm also working on the DS, the PSP. I just want to keep making cool stuff. You know what? I have so many incredible ideas that I've written down, and I've spent months writing down the stories and the game concepts. And I want to tell you more about Forest of the Fallen Wizard, but that'll be another time. Anyway, I mean, in the comment section, let me know how's your week been. My week has been all right. You know, I'm trying to leave room in my schedule to make sure I do these videos, because you guys told me you enjoy these videos, you're having fun. I mean, if I can help you laugh, if I can, you know, just give you something cool to watch, you know, even for a little bit throughout the day, I think that'd be cool. So yeah, you know, I'm doing a video now. I'm gonna upload the video now because first thing in the morning I want to get straight to work. I'm working on Forest of the Fallen Wizard. I just need to finish up the little bit of the framework that needs a little bit of doing, and I really want that game done within 3 weeks now that the framework is done. And I work a grueling pace. I don't rest that much. I don't sleep enough. That's for sure. So anyway, hey, before we go, how about I just strum a little bit of the banjo for you, and I'll sing along on a song here. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Thanks, and sorry about the Happy Meal. Okay, see you next time. Take care of yourself.